Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a simple and kind-hearted farmer named Thomas. He was so naive that even children could trick him. Though his real name was Thomas, everyone in the village called him Honest Tom. Thomas owned a small piece of land, a donkey, and a goat. The land produced just enough crops for him and his wife to survive. The donkey helped carry grains from the field and firewood from the forest, while the goat provided them with milk. Though they had no children, they were content with their simple life and never complained about their hardships. One year, the harvest was poor, and Thomas realized they would not have enough food for the coming months. He decided to sell the goat at the weekly animal market in a distant town. Early one morning, his wife packed 4 thick pancakes with mustard greens and wrapped them in a cloth for his journey. The town was a day's walk away, so Thomas also took along a blanket and a mattress, as he would have to spend the night there. He tied his goat's rope to the donkey's tail and attached a small bell to the goat's neck. This way, he could hear the bell ringing and know that the goat was following him. Back in those days, there were no buses, and people either walked or rode horses and donkeys to travel. The roads were deserted, and thieves often lurked in the wilderness, waiting for unsuspecting travelers. As Thomas walked through a lonely stretch of road, 3 thieves hiding behind some bushes spotted him. Their faces lit up with excitement. "That goat is mine," said the first thief. "I'll take the donkey," said the second. The third thief frowned. "And what about me? What do I get?" The first thief smirked. "Well, you can have his old clothes. After all, something is better than nothing." Thomas walked past the bushes, unaware of their plan. The first thief silently crept up behind him, untied the goat, and quickly tied the bell to the donkey's tail instead. Then, he disappeared into the woods with the goat. The donkey continued walking, and the bell kept ringing. Thomas felt reassured that his goat was still behind him. However, after walking some distance, he casually glanced back, and his heart sank. The goat was gone. Only the bell remained, tied to the donkey's tail. "Oh no! My goat has been stolen." Thomas cried out in despair. Just then, a man came running towards him. This was the second thief. "What happened, old man? Why are you yelling?" "My goat is gone. Some thief must have taken it." Thomas wailed, clutching his head. "Oh, I just saw a man dragging a goat toward that cluster of trees," the thief pointed. "If you run fast, you might catch him." Thomas, relieved at the clue, pleaded, "Please, kind sir, watch over my donkey while I chase after the thief." The thief nodded. "Of course. Go quickly before he gets too far." Thomas ran towards the trees. But when he got there, he found nothing, no thief, no goat, just silence. Realizing he had been tricked, he rushed back, only to face another disaster. His donkey, along with his blanket, mattress, and pancakes, was gone too. Now he had lost everything. Devastated, he dragged himself back toward the village. He had barely walked a short distance when he heard someone crying near a well. A man sat by the well, sobbing uncontrollably. This was the third thief. Thomas, still in shock from his losses, asked, "Why are you crying? What's wrong?" The man wiped his tears and sighed heavily. My friend, you think your misfortune is bad? I am the unluckiest man in the world." Thomas sighed. "I doubt anyone is more unfortunate than me. Thieves took my goat, my donkey, my blanket, my mattress, and my food. What could be worse than that?" The man shook his head. "My friend, listen to my sorrowful tale. I had just sold my horse at the town market and was heading home with a bag full of gold coins. But as I stopped by this well to drink water, my bag slipped from my hands and fell into the well. Now all my hard-earned money is gone forever." Thomas's eyes widened. "Why don't you just retrieve it from the well?" "I can't," the man wailed. "I'm terrified of deep water. If someone could go down and get it for me, I'd happily give them half the gold." Half the gold. That was enough to buy another donkey, a goat, and even extra supplies. Thomas eagerly said, "I'll help you. I'm experienced at climbing into wells. But I don't want to get my clothes wet. They'll take ages to dry. Let me take them off." and leave them here. You keep an eye on them while I fetch your gold." The thief nodded earnestly. "Of course, my friend. I will guard them with my life." Thomas stripped down to his underclothes and climbed into the well. He searched every corner, dug through the sand, but found no gold coins. After nearly an hour of searching, he realized he had been tricked again. When he climbed back out of the well, he was greeted with the final blow. His clothes were gone, and so was the man. A few hours later, a kind villager passed by and gave Thomas a shawl to wrap around himself. Humiliated and heartbroken, Thomas returned to the village. When the villagers heard his story, they burst into laughter. "Thomas, you may not be the unluckiest man in the world," one of them said, "but you are certainly the most foolish." Feeling sorry for him, the villagers pooled together some money and bought him another donkey, a goat, and some food. But from that day on, Thomas was known not as Honest Tom, but as Foolish Tom. And so, he learned a valuable lesson. Trusting strangers blindly can lead to great misfortune.